Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down here as the penalty flags come in right away, and we may have a face mask here right at the start. And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Kaiser. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel.
Kaiser's pass, complete to Deebo Samuel. A 7-yard pickup.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. From the gun, Kaiser. Able to haul it in is Kittle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. On 1st down, here's Breida. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. This is a 26-yard attempt. And Elliott puts this one through. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, it kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Ready up. 16. I got it. Man left.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's a 2nd and 7. This complete to Lockett. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Ready. Mike 13. Let's go, D. Big series right here. Recon, 132 fighter.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Kaiser now to throw on 1st down. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
On the delay, here's Carson. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Flush to his right. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. They'll toss it out to Carson. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Looking at this situation, if you're at the 1, the 2, maybe you go for it. From here, you kick it.
I agree. I think you have to get points in this situation. 4th down, I don't chance it at all. I put the points on the board and go back and regroup.
And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. And I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football. So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again. Kaiser. Open man there is Malone. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Cut. Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Get the ball. Mike,
from the shotgun, it's Kaiser. Got his target, Samuel. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards that time for number 19.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, Not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch twist.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
On third down, Kaiser. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a give coming right is Breida. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Kaiser now. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. Touchdown, 49ers. Trent Taylor, his first touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
They'll set up to throw. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. They'll set up a throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
He'll return it from the 6. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Kaiser. He's got a 1st down past the 30. And finally down at the 41-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do in that one as a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
They'll throw here. Kaiser. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That one, a gain of 20 and a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call it. Dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Single, single.
Hey, high 7. Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right, tight right. Get it.
McSorley, 1st and 10. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down.
On the ready.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. It's McSorley. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is fielded at the 7. It's a net of 40 there. Punt of 48 and a return of 8. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory.
Right there, 54 miles.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. They find some open field here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, 85 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Here we go. At their own 26-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. 15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Kaiser. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Kaiser now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. Final play of the half. Kaiser. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Throwing on 2nd and 14. McSorley. Safarian Jenkins has it. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there are more people there to get him down.
Looking for more there on on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, no matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On third down, it's McSorley. Rush coming, and he's taken down. D. Ford in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think, with 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Give them 11 yards that time on the return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them?
Accelerating, and off he goes. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's Carson. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
3rd down, they're going to throw for it with McSorley. And that will be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Well, here's a good way to kick off the drive, complete over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 1st down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. Kaiser now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on 1st down.
He's coming, double up. Mike 54, right?
Working out of the gun. Here's Kaiser. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They run with Breida, and down inside the 35 he goes to the 32-yard line. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Play action now. Kaiser. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, no takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So a tough spot for Kaiser. The sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Kaiser. Able to haul it in is Kittle. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 25-yard line. First down, Kaiser. Catch is made by Hurd. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic, and people want to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
A 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Jalen Hurd, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
They'll throw again. Kaiser. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack. We have played 3 quarters, and that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The kick by Elliott is good. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. McSorley sets to pass. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Now McSorley. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They go counter with Breida. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They run again with Breida. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
To throw is Kaiser. And that is incomplete. Tony Pollard out of the backfield, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. And the kick by Elliott is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point's not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Looking to throw on 2nd down. McSorley, left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind him.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Who there?
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy!
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Here's Breida. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they're throwing here. Kaiser. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
Hit it.
And they take a knee. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Watch the pass.
Now a handoff working right. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. So 1st and 2nd down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Kaiser to throw it. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Down to a knee for the 49ers. This one about to be on ice.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
So the victory here for San Francisco. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Niners, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.